Good morning. Oh, today's day 4. Today is day 4. Ow, ow, ow. And we're gonna go check our blood ketones and our weight. We're gonna go check our weight and our blood ketones. Since it's day 4. All right, today is day 4, and as you can tell, I think my weight went up a little bit. And my first initial emotion was disappointment and sadness. I was like, oh no, I thought it was gonna go down. You know, with water fluctuations, you're not supposed to measure every day. I'm just doing it to kind of give you guys an idea of what happens when you do weigh every day. So I just want to check my blood ketone levels, see if they're still at 0.3 or higher. I think I might end up working out today. Initially, I wasn't gonna do that, but I'm feeling pretty good. Maybe because I got a little bit more sleep. So here's my blood ketone levels. Ow, that's a good one. Oh, that's really deep. Ow. That's a good one. Damn it. So it was 0.3 yesterday. It goes up a point per day. And it's today 0.2. So my blood ketones went down and my weight went up. Something's going on. That's really interesting. Why did my blood ketones drop? So that makes me more motivated for this 30 days. So it's kind of interesting. So just wanted to take a second to show you guys that website. This is where I order my pasture-raised meat. Not only pasture-raised grass-fed beef, but I'm also getting forested pork. I'm getting pasture-raised turkeys. I got pasture-raised chicken, and so I got basically a month's supply for around, I would assume, $160 post-tax. So that breaks down to around $40 a week, and that is not expensive at all to get a high quality source of meat. And then you get your produce, fruits, vegetables, you know, almond butter, coconut milk, whatever it may be, and maybe it's another $50 per week. So you're around like $100 per week, which is around 15 meals a week. And so it's like around $5 per meal. Super cheap. Okay guys, just finished working out. My GoPro died and I didn't have my polar heart rate monitor to show you guys how many calories I burned or how hard I was pushing aerobically. So that's, you know, room for improvement on the next one. But what I'll do here in a second, once I get in the car, it's a little bit quieter. I'll give you guys sort of a rundown of what I did. Okay, so 3 main areas of opportunity that I want to do next time is bring a water bottle. I want to stay hydrated, especially while I'm going through that first 2 weeks of keto adaptation. And the second area is where my polar heart rate monitor. I have a polar heart rate monitor that goes around the lower part of my chest, and what that will do, it's a very accurate way of determining how many calories you burn per minute. It's not a necessity, you could just push as hard as possible, but I think it's nice kind of tracking not only your calories and your macronutrients during the first 2 weeks of keto adaptation, but also your calories if you are working out. All right, the third area of opportunity is to fully charge my GoPro. I have this little GoPro with a stand, and I wanted to kind of show you guys the workout video. And the reason I didn't use my phone to videotape is because I needed music. I can't work out without music, so that's why the video went dead in the beginning of this, because my GoPro just ran out of battery. In fact, I'm gonna go to this grocery store across the street and grab some chicken broth because I actually don't have any at home and I don't want to feel like shit later, so I better go grab that. Okay guys, so this is what I just grabbed from the store and then I'm gonna head home. I got the sparkling water, I got the some sausage. It was hard to find chicken broth that didn't have sugar in it, but this does have around 860 milligrams of sodium per cup, which was more than what I grabbed yesterday. All the other ones only had around 500 milligrams with more carbs. I grabbed some cheese. This has about 1 gram per slice, and these have about 1 gram of carb. I also grabbed some coffee so I could stop going out to Starbucks. Okay guys, so I'm gonna check my blood ketone levels after my workouts. Got my sausage cooking in the background, got my warmed up chicken broth for electrolytes. We talked about that a little bit earlier. What I'm curious to see with this blood ketone test is if my ketones are higher, if I burn through some glucose or glycogen stores during my workout. All I had today was plain coffee with around 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. And then when I got to the gym, I had a pre-workout called C4, which has aspartame in it and some branched chain amino acids, I believe, which might spike insulin a little bit. God, I hate this. Ah! So I was 0.2 this morning, which was disappointing, but I don't think I had enough fat yesterday, which could be why my ketone levels dropped. As far as my weight, I'm not sure. So I'm 0.2 still. Yeah, so I think I just don't have enough fat in my diet, so I'm gonna try to increase my fat drastically today and see if that helps. I don't know if it has anything to do with glycogen stores per se. And I think that's why I felt better after my main first meal yesterday, is because once I had fat, I had energy for my brain, fuel for my brain. And so I'm pretty sure I'm just not getting enough fat, which is very common on keto. People are very surprised of how much fat you actually need in a day. So I'm gonna have some avocados, I'm gonna have some cheese, I'm gonna try to get as many vegetables as possible, maybe some oils and sauces, I'm gonna have some eggs, pasture-raised eggs, all that good stuff. Well, damn it. I burnt my sausage patties. Gosh dang it. Anyways, I'm just taking these 2 slices of cheese, or I'm sorry, this 1 slice of cheese and splitting it into 2 servings. That'll be more than enough. That way I could save 1 gram of carb. So I just use basically some cracked pepper, some sea salt. Remember, you need lots of salt, even though I'm drinking 740 milligrams there. This has quite a bit of salt. This is going to have a little bit of salt. So I'll be getting plenty of sodium from all of this, but I also need my potassium and magnesium. I have a magnesium supplement I'll take, but I need to get some avocados or something so I can get my potassium up. Depending on how you guys like your egg, look at how perfect that is. Pasture raised. And that is basically it. I know it's not the Mona Lisa of breakfasts, but it's just really quick. Took maybe 5 minutes. It's gonna give me plenty of fat. There's 5 grams of fat per pasture-raised egg. There's quite a bit of fat per patty. I have 2 patties. I have a little bit of fat and protein from the cheese. But I just want to show you guys how I'm gonna get my fats up for the day so my blood ketones will be higher tomorrow morning. Alright guys, it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon and I'm gonna meet my wife for lunch and I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna stay low carb and try to get as much fat as possible. So check it out. All right, guys, check it out. This is tonight's dinner. I'm making some meatballs with Parmesan and some low-carb tomato sauce and zucchini noodles. And then what I used for breading for the meatballs was almond flour. There's half a cup in this whole pound of beef, which is pasture-raised grass-fed beef. There's 2 net grams of carbs. Do you guys see that? And so within the whole pound of beef, there's going to be 10 grams of carbs, but only 4 grams of net carbs after the 6 grams of fiber is taken out of it. I also have parsley, basil, oregano, salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and then of course the almond flour. But that's going to be tonight's dinner, and this is what it should actually look like once it's all done. So now that I put the low carb tomato sauce on, only half the jar, I'm just kind of letting this simmer, continue to cook. But I end up grabbing an organic zucchini, just shredding that real quick. I'll show you guys the peeler here, but you just do maybe 5 minutes of sauteing, olive oil, salt and pepper, and then you basically got your dish. You just have to put cheese on top. So this is the little spiral zucchini maker. You just basically stick it in, twist it, comes out right here. You can leave the skin on and everything, you just have to wash it. Really inexpensive. You can grab it off of Amazon. It's like, 10 bucks. So check that out. And there it is, your zucchini noodle meatball dinner. Takes like 10 minutes, 15 tops. Doesn't make that many dishes. You just use some Parmesan cheese, and it's really, really good. Give it a try. All right, guys. Just finishing up the night with some keto coffee, trying to get tons of fat in my system, so that way hopefully my ketones are a little bit higher tomorrow morning, at least 0.3 or higher. So I just want to kind of recap the day. It was pretty laid back. I didn't do a lot. I did start to have a little bit of cravings tonight, but I ended up overcoming that. I ended up making the dish that you saw earlier, which is spaghetti and meatballs. It was just, a low carb version. So I got a workout in, felt pretty good. I think the biggest takeaway from today was that my weight doesn't really matter if it's going up one day and dropping 5 pounds the next day. You don't want to weigh every day anyways. I'm just doing it so you guys could kind of see how it constantly has this up and down effect, but on the grand scale of a 30-day transformation, overall it's going to be much lower from when we started the first day. So as far as the blood ketones, I actually had some time to reflect and research, and I know exactly what's going on. It's not that I had too many carbs or that I'm not making progress and kind of regressing. It's simply because I didn't eat enough fat yesterday. If you don't eat enough fat, your liver doesn't have enough fat to break down into ketone bodies, so you simply have less ketones in your bloodstream. It's as simple as that. So I'm probably gonna go spend the rest of the night with my family, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.